Okay, so welcome everybody. My name is Dr. David Silverman. I'm just outside of Washington, D.C. in North Bethesda, Maryland. Really glad that you're here tonight for this pretty important information sharing segment. My background is podiatry and foot surgery. I've sold my practice now. 8 years ago, I was introduced to this remarkable technology. It's a cellular health product that I didn't understand back then. I did a little research. I read some books a little bit on this, but my motivation for looking at it had nothing to do with me. It was my father. He had a very grave prostate issue, and that's the reason I took the time to look at it initially. Once I saw what it did with him, and I saw what it did with me and a few other people, I realized this was much bigger than I originally thought when my friend brought it to me. And by the way, it's usually a friend that brings it to somebody. You don't hear about it generally certainly not on television. It's not a drug. You don't see it on a drug ad with all the side effects that they list at the end. Rarely do you hear about it from your doctor, although there are more and more doctors involved with this. In fact, I'm on the medical professional board of the company. Let me just share real quickly the other doctors that are on there with me. And it's not a paid position. I don't work for the company. I saw what this product did for my father and me and some other people. And I decided to become a distributor and share this with people. I don't focus on making money. I don't think any of us do. We focus on sharing a gift with people, and it's a gift that everybody is going to end up finding out about anyway. It's a breakthrough. It's just that very few people in the world know about this. In fact, there are less than 55,000 people in the world consuming this product every day now. Less than 55,000 people. There's 7 billion people on the planet, and they don't know this is coming. When I say it's a breakthrough, it is as much of a breakthrough as the light bulb was. It is a whole new category of science, although it's been around for 20 years, the science. That's me. I'm on the medical board. Dr. Michael is an MD. He got passionate about this because of what he saw it do with his grandson, who was non-communicative, and another grandchild who was bitten by a tick. So, he was skeptical. He'll say it. Boy, I was skeptical, but the science made sense, and especially when I saw what it did with my grandsons. Dr. Maureen Hayes is a double board certified anesthesiologist. She and her husband had incredible results with this product, and she decided to carry the banner as well, just like I did. Dr. Malman is a chiropractor. Jerry White did a great call last night regarding children on the spectrum. He is a physical therapist with a pretty extensive background in other things as well. Sally Diamond is in Australia. She is a licensed remedial massage therapist, and it's not just massage. I mean, acupuncture, bioresonance, ski therapy, lots of things. So, I think if you're in this world of wellness, you know that a lot of times people will get their degree in something that gives them the license to touch people, but they do a lot more than that very often. So I'm going to show some of my slides, and let me just tell you that. Let me pop this off first. I'm going to share a lot of information. Every book I ever read, they say keep the information to 30 minutes to hold people's attention. There are presentations you can find online. Some are with doctors, some are not, but you can't find any that have Q&A, and I'm going to give Q&A at the end. This is going to go longer than 30 minutes. It's probably going to be about an hour because I'm going to try to get in as much as I possibly can for you. That may be a mistake. I'm not going to go deep into the science. I'm going to explain some of it, but I'm telling you, we're going to get some testimonials. People are going to share what this product has done for them, and I'm going to get through a lot of information very quickly. So please forgive me if I speak quickly. So let me just jump to it here. Let's see. This was the screen that was up when we started, and what I recommend doing is watching a video that has this gentleman in it, Norton. Norton was in charge of international strategy of a $36 billion company when he got a hold of this technology. And it was not ready for market. It was not stabilized. This is the product I'm holding up in my hand, the very first product they had. He took it over and he brought in a new science team and stabilized it. It became marketable. And he was in it to make money. I mean, he's a smart man. He was in charge of international strategy of a $36 billion company, Kraft Foods. Kraft Foods is not exactly a health company, but he did have a biotech and biology background. Anyway, a pharmaceutical company offered to buy it, and the patents. This product is patented. So for those of you who are here for the opportunity side of this, who have already seen the product work and just want to find out more about the business, I'll get to that at the end. I'm going to focus on the product here at the beginning. But he said no to a pharmaceutical company's buyout because he was fearful that they were going to bury it. And I'm not going to spend the time going into this, but there's a video called The Genesis of ASEA. And you can find it along with other interest-specific videos at amazingmolecules.com. I really recommend that you do that. I'm very grateful that he did not sell to the pharmaceutical company. My father might not be here. That's my dad right there holding my niece and nephew. That was my grandmother's 106th birthday 3 years ago. There's me and Wendy and the rest of our family. My wife, Wendy, I'll show you in a minute. And we're bringing this around the world, one person at a time. This has been handed to you. Whether what you do with it will be totally up to you. Debbie Wetzler, you see there on the right, she is the angel, my friend for 20 years, who brought this to me 8 years ago. I'm 58. I was 50 then. I was healthy. I had aches and pains. I'd broken my tailbone. I had a little overweight. I had some little things, but nothing to complain about at 50. No meds. But she had no idea that my dad was sick with that grave prostate issue. So please, if you're doing this as a business or from your heart or both, please don't just look for sick people, because first of all, not everybody tells you what's going on behind closed doors, and you don't know what's going on with their relatives. That's for sure. And the fact is, every single person benefits from this product. It's proven. Every person benefits from this product. And another thing, everybody's getting older every minute, and that's a fact. And we generally get less healthy as we get older, and we don't look the same as we did when we were younger. So don't prejudge. Again, my background's podiatry, foot surgery. I'm what's called an ambassador double diamond in this company. I've just told people who told people who told people that's what we do. I'm on the ASEA Medical Professionals Board, as I said. I graduated from Chicago Podiatry School. I was a biology major at the University of Maryland back in the 80s. I was board certified in foot surgery, foot orthopedics, board certified in primary podiatric medicine. I own my own practice, and I own my own ambulatory surgery center. I'm what we call psychologically unemployable. That's what I call myself. I don't like working for anybody. Maybe you can relate. Having to be somewhere at a certain time, not for me. Asking permission from people for more money, not for me. Vacations, not for me. I just don't like listening to having anybody tell me what to do or pull my strings. That's just the way I'm wired. So I did own my own practice in a surgery center, but I did feel pretty limited. I felt limited in what I could do to help people. I felt limited in the number of people that I could help, and I felt limited with time freedom. I worked a lot. I mean, I had a practice. I had employees that depended on me. I had patients dependent on me, and I was the rainmaker. It was me. You know what? That was a thrill for a while. That got kind of tiring to me because I didn't have free time. I mean, I was working all the time. I had no source of residual income. I didn't make money when I slept. I had to be working. Making money when you're asleep is a nice thing. We'll talk about the business towards the end of this, because you may be like me. You may be coming in this doorway to learn about this for a specific health issue, but when you see what it does for that health issue, you may see an opportunity for yourself. This is my family. This was just in Cancun last year. My wife, Wendy, next to me, looks like my daughter. That's my daughter right there, Flory. Oldest son, Max, Brett. This is my daughter. She lives in New York. We were just there. She graduated college last year. I was just up there doing a couple of meetings and had dinner with her twice. She's my angel. This is at the convention last year. And every year when you hit certain levels, they put you on these banners. This banner is sitting in my garage. I don't know what I'll ever do with it. But they do do them for you. And so that's me and Wendy. And that's some strange guy kissing my wife there. I'm going to get that guy. By the way, the convention this year, if you are looking at this as an opportunity, the convention is September 12th to the 14th in Las Vegas. Please, if you don't miss this. If I didn't go to the convention and meet the people who are running this company and the scientists, I don't know that I would have had that feeling in my heart that I knew this was the right thing 8 years ago. And thank God I went. And I will tell you that it's the best thing you can do if you're doing this as a business or looking at it as a business. This is another family of mine. This is corporate. This is one of the founders. This is Tyler Norton. He'll be at the convention. Karen Riley's in charge of marketing for North America. She's a very dear friend. Charles Funky is the CEO of the company. There's me, and Justin Wilson is executive vice president. There's some more of my family. That's Debbie. That's Evadne Yu. That's Dr. Malman. He's on the board with me, the medical board with me. Why he got involved? Because his wife was sick because she was bitten by a tick. And when he saw what it did, he was skeptical, blah, 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 this is silliness. And when he saw what it did, he researched it even further, and now he's on the board. And this is one of our meetings. I'm doing a meeting Saturday in Las Vegas. You know anybody in Las Vegas? There are live meetings everywhere. I do this every week to give access to everybody to hear about this from somebody other than themselves. When you run around telling people about redox signaling molecules, this is what this is, people won't see you as a redox signaling expert. You can tell them your story. You can do some cool demonstrations. I'm going to show you how you can make a believer out of people in just a matter of minutes with this. But sometimes it's good to just hear third party. And that's what I'm here to do, is third party. These are some more people on our team. This young lady next to me had her life changed at 22. She's 30 now. She was hit by a drunk driver. Severe head trauma. Went to the finest institutions in the United States. Got her to a point where, better than she was, but she could look at a bottle and not know what this was called. She wouldn't remember name. And she refused to give up. And her mom was introduced to ASEA. She's a yoga instructor. She was introduced to ASEA by her acupuncturist. That helped her hand problem, amazingly. Got her daughter on it, and she was back to normal in 3 months. Remarkable young lady. She's doing a meeting down in Melbourne, Florida this Saturday. So there are live meetings everywhere. We take this very seriously. You may have seen other businesses, you may have seen other network marketing companies. I would say you probably have never seen anything like this. This is a breakthrough for humanity, for mankind. It is not just some product. And we take it very seriously, and we look at it like we're shepherds of this information, and we're glad that you're here. I put these up here because it's just to grab your attention. Some people come to these things kicking and screaming, and when is this over with? But sometimes seeing is believing. Now this is a scientist actually in Sweden, and I put it up to show you, this is a cellular health product. But it doesn't matter if it's prostate cells, liver cells, kidney cells, retina cells, pancreas cells, or skin cells. Cells are healthier when they're younger. And this is a rejuvenating product. This is what it does for skin cells. Okay, great. This is not why I'm passionate about it, but my wife likes that I use it. I like that she uses it. And yes, there's a lot of money in this part of the business side of it, this benefit, but it's not my passion as a doctor. But hey, why not, right? This is the top of my friend's head. He's in Arizona. You don't see damage like that on young people's heads. Well, usually you see hair also, but you don't see skin damage like that. This is a couple weeks of using the product. So what we find is there's 6 reasons why people come to this webinar or take the time to look at this seriously. And when I say seriously, I mean not using Google. Google is basically the public men's room wall of our time. People can write whatever they want on Google. If you want to do research, go to Google Scholar, please. If it's something that's serious about health, go to Google Scholar. Don't Google anybody that writes negative things about ASEA has not gone in to find 10 people who are hurting in their neck, wrist, hip, back, cramp, whatever, and put this on them. Because if they did, they would be very shocked to see what 9 out of 10 people say within 10 minutes. People that say negative things are either ignorant about this, or they're selling something else. And I'll give you a resource for that in just a minute. But there's 6 reasons why people take the time to look at this. I shot a short video, which you can go to 6minutes6reasons.com. But the top 3 reasons by far are, you're here because you have a health issue. You want to see if this can help. It could be grave. You could be said, get your affairs in order. You got 6 months. It could be your carpal tunnel bothers you. It could be you don't sleep well. It could be you got little floaters in your eyes. It could be you got ringing in your ear. It could be sugar problems. But you're here for you, okay? And that's probably the biggest one. I was reason number 2. You're looking at it for a loved one. You feel like you can't take the chance of regretting you didn't look at this later. God forbid something happened to your loved one between now and then. So I looked at it for my dad. 3 is the fun reason, anti-aging. As like I said, it rejuvenates skin and cellulite as well. It's pretty amazing. Number 4 is athletic performance. We have Olympic gold medalists on this product, but everybody's an athlete. Would you like to have more energy at the end of the day? It's remarkable benefit. Protecting your health. Have you noticed that younger people are generally healthier than older people? Did you notice that you had more energy when you were younger? Did you notice you healed faster when you were younger? Well, that's a big reason, and you're going to see why in a minute. The 6th reason is the opportunity. And again, I'd say 20% of the people come looking for an opportunity. and then they have the product validate itself, I think most people come, like I did, looking at it to see if the product's real, but thinking if it's real, oh yeah, I'd like to have a better life, because 90% of people struggle or settle financially. I settled financially. I didn't struggle, but I settled. I wanted to make more money, but I settled with something a lot more important, I think. I settled with too little time freedom. You know, when you're working all the time, and the only way to pay your bills and save for college and everything else is to work more and more and more and more and more, that's what you do, unless you have a source of residual income that you can grow. And the last thing people settle with is life satisfaction. You know, I'll ask a question and everybody will think in their head or they'll say it out loud. What do people in the United States call Wednesday? Hump day. Isn't that sad? I think it's incredibly sad that people hit Monday and they're down here. And that's the day of the highest rate of heart attacks and strokes, by the way, Monday. So they start at Monday, they get to Tuesday, and they get to Wednesday. That's halfway through the week. That they're halfway to the weekend. That's hump day. People are just trying to get to the weekend. Every week, they're trying to get to the weekend. Most people, not everybody. That's 5 out of 7 days. That's the majority of one's life where they're trying to get to 2 days. And they're stressed out about, am I going to have enough money for retirement? When will I retire? Will I be healthy enough for retirement? You know, to me, that's no way to go through life. So people that want out of that rat race, there's an opportunity here. I look at ASEA, all these benefits, as a magnificent room. And there's 6 doors to come in. All these benefits are in the room. People are going to come into the room for their own reason. They're going to pick the door they want to come in. Health issue themselves, for somebody else, anti-aging, recovery, athletic performance, opportunity, whatever. I just want them in the room. I just want them to come in and know what's here. Let them take what they want from it. That's what we do, okay? And so whatever your reason for being here is, we're really, really glad you're here. Now, let's get to it. So what you're talking about here is a breakthrough, and breakthroughs always sound too good to be true to the public. And I just want to mention something here. This company has 8 products. At the convention, they're going to release a 9th, but they're 8. And I'm going to focus on 2. I'm going to focus on 2 of the 8. And this is it. ASEA is the drink, and Renew 28 is the gel. Yes, they have an even more powerful anti-aging serum right here. And they have a moisturizer and a cleanser. This is all to maximize the benefits for anti-aging. That's great. That's wonderful, right? Again, it's not my passion, but I use it and I like it. And then they have 3 nutritional products, which I'll touch on at the end. But I can't take that much time to go into all this when I want to focus on something that you never heard of. That's such a breakthrough for mankind that it deserves extra time and extra attention. So, Huffington Post, have you heard of this? 3 years ago, the Huffington Post had an article, 5 emerging technologies in science that will shape our lives in the coming years. Here are 5 of the craziest game-changing technologies that are starting to take off in 2016. Again, starting to take off in 2016. Pay attention, it says. Some of these will shape our lives in the coming years. So basically what this article is saying is, hey, public, you don't know this is coming, but it's coming, right? Well, I didn't know what 1, 2, 3, and 5 were. Organic electronics, nutrigenomics, synthetic biology, and neuromorphic engineering. But they're fascinating. They really are. You don't probably never heard of it, but you go look it up, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. But guess what? Number 4 was ASEA, Redox Signaling Molecules. That's right. And the only company that has it is ASEA. This is 3 years ago. It's patented. We're the only ones that have it. That's the old bottle. This is the new bottle. There's been a double-blind study done, genetic expression study, proving that this product turns genes back on. So now the bottle's different, and it actually has the claims on there because we're allowed to make the claims. The study was done. So let's talk about what it is, but before we do, we'll talk about what it isn't, because it is very unique. It's created its own category of product. It's not a vitamin, it's not a mineral, it's not an antioxidant, it's not a juice, it's not an oil, it's certainly not a drug. And the fact is this is really a salient point at the bottom here. ASEA and Renew 28 can do things that no other product can do, because they contain something that no other product contains except you. And obviously you're not a product, you're a living being. But your body is making this right now. Your body is making this right now. It's in you. And you say, well, why would you want more of it? Because you made more of it when you were younger. And we're going to talk about it. And we all notice that our health goes downhill generally. Maybe it doesn't plummet, but it goes downhill. Our energy and all the healing goes down as we age every decade of life. And that's what we're going to talk about here. Oh, let me go back to the drug part. Let's stop sharing for a second. There are three things that are different about this than a drug. Pharmaceutical company tried to buy it, they probably would have buried it. But three things about a drug that can hurt you. And I'm not a medicine basher. My personal belief is, being in wellness now for 20 years, is that 90% of people that take drugs don't have to. There are natural answers. Doctors can't offer them to you if they haven't been educated on them. And medical school isn't going to educate on them. The drug reps coming in the office aren't going to educate them on it. When I started practicing in '88, people laughed at acupuncture. Well, now insurance pays for it. Pretty much everybody knows that it works. Do you think it started working in the last 30 years? It was working for 3,000 years. Just because people don't realize something is real doesn't mean it's not real. And just because people don't know about this doesn't mean this isn't real. So a drug, three things that can hurt you. One, you could be allergic to it. You can't be allergic to this. It's in you. It's literally made from salt and water, by the way. Your body makes this from saline. We'll talk about that. For people that say it's salt and water, I mean, please. I mean, there are patents on this product, there are double-blind studies on this product. Go find 10 people who are hurting, put this on them, and watch what happens to 9 or 10 of them within 10 minutes. Salt water doesn't do that, okay? But it's made from saline. Number two, drugs, if you take too much of it, you'll get sick of any drug. If you take too much, you will die. It's called an overdose. You don't just overdose from heroin. You can overdose from aspirin. You can overdose from Tylenol. You can overdose from Prozac. You can overdose from Viagra. You can overdose from anything. And I do not want to know how you die if you overdose from Viagra. I'm not interested. I'm a little scared of that. So you can't overdose on this because it's not metabolized by your liver. Your liver doesn't get overwhelmed. If you drink too much of it, or more than your body needs, your body turns the excess back into what it was, which was saline, salt and water. That's what our cells are filled with. Pretty remarkable. And thirdly, when you take a drug, you have to worry about it interacting with another drug. You take this drug, how it will interact with this. And trust me, the drug companies don't do studies on drug A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and put them all together and say what happens. They don't do that. So you run the risk. This doesn't interfere with anything. In fact, you don't have to stop anything you're doing to take this product because there's no interference. You don't have to say, well, I'm afraid to get off of my mood medicine. Don't get off of it. Just baseline your mood right now with what you're doing and the side effects, and add this to it and just track your progress over 30, 60, 90 days. Pretty amazing that it's such an easy thing to do. Okay, now let's jump. I'm going to move a little bit quicker now, believe it or not. Told you I try to be complete on this just to benefit everybody who's watching it. Okay, so what is the product? It's the world's first and only cell signaling supplement. There are 3 Redox products. That's what this is, Redox: the drink, the gel, and the serum. And the technology is called Redox Signaling Molecules. That's what it is, Redox Signaling Molecules. Now, the word signal is important, okay? Your body needs to be able to signal. Signals need to be received by the other cells in your body when you have a problem in your body. It's just like having a cell phone. If I see a house burning down and I call 911, I better have good signal or they're not going to hear the address and they're not going to send the trucks. Same thing in your body. If you got bad cells in your body, I'll show you in a minute, signals are sent to the immune system to come down and get rid of those bad cells and replace them with good ones. But if that signal is not received, boy, you got a real problem. Now, there's a lot of science on redox biochemistry. I'm not going to go through this, over 1,200 textbooks. There are journals on redox biochemistry. This did not exist in the 80s. This came up in the 90s. I didn't know it because I looked at this in December of 2010 from my father. There was just the 21st annual Oxidative Stress Reduction, Redox Homeostasis, and Antioxidant Conference in Paris. This was just 2 weeks ago in Paris. These scientists understand redox. Your doctor doesn't understand it. And I'll tell you what, pharmaceutical companies don't want you to understand it either. Just like they don't want you to understand nutrition. So what are redox molecules? Well, this represents a cell. As I said, our cells are filled with salt water. Inside of our cells, we have little organelles. We have the nucleus. We also have something called the mitochondria. Excuse me. The mitochondria is called the power plant of the cell because it produces the molecule that we burn for fuel. So in other words, when you eat your foods, your proteins, carbohydrates, and your fats, they get transported into the cell from the blood. into the mitochondria, and it goes through this process called the Krebs cycle, where you produce this molecule called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. We burn that for fuel. Anytime you move, anytime you think, anytime you blink your eyes, digestion, you're burning ATP. Now, we knew this. I knew this back in the 80s. It was known, and won a Nobel Prize for discovering this. But we also knew that during the Krebs cycle, with the byproduct we were taught in the 80s, were these little negatively charged reductants and positively charged oxidants. They're composed of 4 atoms: sodium chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. Does that sound familiar? Sodium chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. Where would the cell derive these elements? From the saline. That's what saline is. It's sodium chloride H2O. That's what it is. And that's where the term redox comes from, reductant and oxidant. Well, guess what? In the 90s, they discovered that these are not useless little byproducts produced during ATP formation. We would die without them. Reductants, antioxidants would not work in our body without reductants, and our cells would not communicate without oxidants. That's the powerful thing of this. So I'm going to make this cut it to the simplest part that I can. I mean, there's a lot more to this than I'm saying, but I'm going to give you the part that explains, oh, my friend says it worked on his back, says it works on his eyes, says it works on her lungs, said it works on her mood, said it worked on her skin. How can one thing do that? Because what it does is it helps our cells hear one another. Redox signaling molecules help our cells hear one another. And the double-blind study proved that ASEA turns genes back on. Pathway signaling genes. Pathway signaling genes. Why is it important for the cells to talk to one another? I'll tell you why. Every problem you have, every problem anybody in your family has, or anybody on this planet has, or any animal has, is a cellular health problem. That's what it is. So if our body is made up of cells, which it is, you got bone cells, you got liver cells. Let's say they look like little fists. These are healthy cells, right? This is just to give you an idea. Healthy cells, retina cells, pancreas cells, prostate cells, we're all cells. And when cells are healthy, boy, everything's working great, right? But what happens when a cell goes bad? If that cell is not replaced with a good one, then you got a non-functioning organ or a poorly functioning organ. So say it's the pancreas. All of a sudden you get a bad cell. It's not producing insulin like it was producing insulin, now it's not. You got a problem. And if your immune system doesn't come down and the cells come down and kill that bad cell, dissolve it, carry it away in the lymph, good cell replicates itself. Now you have a healthy cell again. Now this is a baby cell. If your immune system doesn't do that, then you're going to have a disease. It's called diabetes because you're not making enough insulin. Then you go to the doctor, you get your drugs and to push your sugar low. Okay, well, it could be a bad cell in your retina. Now you got macular degeneration. It could be a bad cell in your prostate. You could have something else. It could be anything. What makes cells bad? Well, it could just be worn out. It's old. Your cells wear out. They have a lifespan. The longest living cell you have in your body is the bone cell, lasts 7 years. That every other cell lasts less. That means if you look at yourself now compared to 2012, you're not the same person that you were. You're not the same person. Every cell's been replaced. How does the immune system even know that cells are dying? It gets a signal. What's another thing that can make cells go bad? They're worn out, they're old, they're mutating, and we know what happens. Cell mutates. If it's not caught by the immune system and killed, then it multiplies. Then you go into panic mode and chemo and radiation and everything else. We all have cells mutating in us. You have them mutating right now, but we're not all getting cancer. Why is that? Because their immune system is getting rid of it, getting rid of the bad cell. The last thing that can really, infection also is another thing that can make a cell bad, but trauma. Fall off your bicycle. You got traumatized cells. By the way, when you were younger, did you heal faster falling off your bike than now? Could you play on the jungle gym and roll down hills to make yourself dizzy and get up and go to school the next day? Could you do that now? Could you roll down a steep hill and get up the next day and just go to work? I would say you're probably at least taking anti-inflammatories. And once you know about this, you'll drink extra of this and you'll put a lot of this on your body. So I don't recommend that you go rolling down hills at 50 or 60, but it's pretty interesting how kids heal faster, isn't it? Why is that? So how does the body even know you got a bad cell? Because it gets a signal. It gets a 911 call. Where does the 911 call come from? Because it doesn't come from you. You don't know you got a mutating cell in your liver right now, or that you got a worn out cell in your retina or your lung. Who sends the signal? The cells that detect the problem, the good cells around the bad cell, detect there's a problem and they call for help. The signal goes through to the little ambulances around your body, which are immune system cells, come down, they hit the signal, they come down, they kill it, get rid of it, this cell replaces itself. That's healing. It happens faster in children, right? And you can visually see it on injuries, but you can also know it happens faster in children because they don't get diseases. You don't see Parkinson's in kids. You don't see atherosclerosis. You don't see heart attacks. Rarely, and it's usually because they have a mitochondrial problem. So what do these little molecules do in your body? What they do? They amplify the signal. They make the signal louder. The call for help, 911, it's just loud. That's what it does. That's the miracle of this product. With no toxicity, no chance of allergy, nothing. They found a way to make the molecules outside the body identical to what's inside the body. That's as simple as I can put it. And so when you start on this product, excuse me, you baseline everything in your health and you just track your progress as you're taking the product and watch every part of your body, not one thing, everything. Okay, so what happens? Why do kids heal faster? Because the mitochondria, we start going downhill in mitochondria at puberty. As soon as you enter puberty, we start going downhill. And you say, well, that's not true because 20-year-olds are just as healthy as a 10-year-old. Well, they're faster and they're stronger than a 10-year-old, but they don't heal as quick. They don't heal as quickly as a broken bone or a tonsillectomy. Kids heal fast. Their cells are so packed with mitochondria, they have incredible unending energy. They can run around all day because they got a ton of ATP, and they heal like that. Generally, if they're healthy kids with good mitochondria, because they have so many redox molecules. That's what this does. Here's a page. I'm going to take 20 seconds. Take a screenshot or get your camera out, because after we do this, somebody's going to say, could you put it back up? You're going to want this. A lot of interest-specific resources. You want to hear what doctors say. You want to hear what it does for animals with vets and breeders. You want to see what it does for athletes. You want science. People that say it's just salt water, go to that YouTube link. You want to see how to get the instant relief for things that hurt, go there. You want to see the Genesis video, go to amazingmolecules.com. This one right here called redoxexperiences.com at the bottom. People always say, Dr. Silverman, will this work on my problem with my nerves? Will this work on the problem with my blood sugar? I'll say, you know what, we can't make any medical claims because it's not a drug, but why don't you go to this website and take a look and see what it does, what other people have to say about it. So go to that website. The password is the same password as the ones above. It's associate with a capital A. The word associate with a capital A. Third-party validation, the company sends the product out to all these outside institutions. I really don't have time to go into all this. And this, we're past the convincing stage of this. I'll just tell you that Bioagilitics is stamped on the back of every bottle and every tube. Bioagilitics is a third-party lab that pharmaceutical companies send their products to verify that what's in them, what they say is in the drug is in the drug. They don't do it because they want to do it. Drug companies, they do it because they have to do it. The FDA forces them to do it. The FDA forces them to send it to, Bioagilitics is the biggest one by far. Look it up. ASEA, the company, is not required to send the product to Bioagilitics because ASEA, if you read the bottle, it's a supplement. It's not a drug. But guess what? ASEA sends every batch of Renew 28 and ASEA to Bioagilitics. And you know what they stamp on the back of it? Redox certified. It's on the back of the tube. It's on the bottle. It's not salt and water anymore. And the company knows that. So they sent it to Bioagilitics. A genetic double-blind study was done by Tourette Labs. Pretty amazing. They do genetic testing for all types of industries around the world. They do the testing for Ancestry.com, actually. They did a genetic expression study. They wanted to see if this product will turn genes on that get turned off as we age. Not genes that control eye color and height and things like that, but genes that control cellular function. If your genes were not telling your cells what to do in your kidney wouldn't work right. Neither would your liver or anything. So what they did an eight-week study, and the placebo they gave was salt water, saline, and they did 8 weeks, 8 ounces a day. I'll go through dosing in a little bit. But they did 8 weeks, 8 ounces a day. Would it turn genes on? Well, guess what? Every person that drank ASEA, their genes turned on. 5 very important genes. Look up EGR1. That's one of them. EGR1. Any science people will know what that is. And that controls a lot of things. Circadian rhythm, insulin, infertility, all kinds of things. These are genes that turn off as we age. This product, and every single person turned on at least these 5 important genes, which I'll show you in a second, At least 20% in 8 weeks of drinking something that's made from salt water. And by the way, look at the bottom. You know what percentage of people, the number of people who genes turned on drinking the salt water? 0. Nobody's genes turned on. I mean, this is sophisticated testing. Why would anybody's genes turn on? They were drinking salt water. Not that there's anything bad with salt water, but I mean, we're filled with it, but it ain't going to turn genes back on. What do these genes control? Look at these 5 areas of health. See, it says innate immune system pathway. We can't claim this helps autoimmune diseases, but that's the pathway that's affected. We can't make claims that it does that. It helps autoimmune diseases because it's not a drug, but we can claim it turns the genes on that control it. Vascular health. If you know anybody that's had a heart attack, do you know anybody that has peripheral vascular disease? We can't claim it's going to help that, but it turns the genes back on that do protect us from that. Digestive enzyme signaling. How many people have digestive problems? Hormone modulation. You know, as you get older, you know, like women don't have hot flashes in their 30s, and then genes turn off, and all of a sudden they're getting them, and men's testosterone drops. Inflammation. We all have inflammation, but if the gene turns off, that's controlling that, then inflammation appears. Pretty amazing. So then they wanted to see what happens when you get off the product. Will the benefits stay? No, they don't stay. 8 weeks later, they did the test again, and all the genes turned back off. So if you want the benefit from the product, if you want the fountain of youth, drink it. If you want to keep getting the benefits, keep drinking it. That's what the study proved. Now, how to take it? Commit to take the drink for 90 days. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to try to get you your results within 30 days. Please, please, if you at all possible, follow what I'm going to say here. Baseline everything before you start. Very, very, very important. Know where you're starting. You don't have to stop taking your medicines or your herbs or your acupuncture. Just say, where are you today with all the things that you're doing? What is your health like today? Right? And you put it down that first column and look at this. It says, what's your energy level on a scale of 1 to 5? Some of these are going to strike you as I say it. I'm just going to read them. How well do you sleep? Half of you are saying, I don't sleep well. Okay, well, how many times you get up to go to the bathroom at night? Do you have a hard time going back to sleep when you get up? Things like that. Focusing problems, mental clarity, memory, mood problems, mood swings, neurological issues, digestive issues, eye issues, breathing issues, sinus issues, allergy issues. Are you overweight? What's your weight? There's a reason why most people lose weight on this product. The same reason athletes run much faster and further, and why you have more energy on it usually. Do you have a blood sugar problem? Can't claim it helps diabetes, but you can certainly just check your sugar every morning and drink a product that's as safe as water and see what happens. Pressure issues, sex drive issues. I have a lot of wives say, when I go to this one, a lot of wives say, please don't get this to we don't want to improve any libido. Please don't give this to my husband. But the husbands are like, yeah, I'll take some. Discomfort in your body. We'll go over that in a minute. Stress. Do you have any stress in your life? It's probably caused by either health, family, money, something, relationships. Just kind of baseline it, okay? Athletic performance, baseline that. Take pictures of your skin, hair, and nails, and then you're off to the races. You've done your homework first. You've got it all set up. You're ready to go. What do you do then? Stay well hydrated. This product will not dehydrate you. This product will detoxify you. It boosts your body's production of what's called glutathione. That's your body's master antioxidant. It is a good thing. It's going to cleanse your body. It's going to pull the toxins out of your cells. The glutathione will do that. And when the toxins come out of the cells, they go into the bloodstream. Well, if they sit there, you could get a headache. You could get a rash. You could get diarrhea. So drink a lot of water so when it hits the bloodstream, you're flushing it out. Kind of like a fish tank. It's got a lot of gravel in it after a month, and water looks clear. But if you put your hand and mix it up, all the water gets all cloudy, the water that choke or fishing. The only way to get rid of it is to scoop the water out with the garbage, right, and put in new water. That's how you do a fish tank, basically. I mean, you use like a siphon to get it out and a suction thing. But hold it in your mouth 60 seconds before you swallow it. It works best that way, and wait 5 minutes before you eat or drink anything. Then you start taking the product. How much do you drink? 4 ounces a day. It comes with a little cup, 2-ounce cup in the bottle. In the box comes with 4 bottles in a case. You should order 2 cases the first month, and I'll tell you why. Pour it into the cup. Cap it. Do not drink it out of the bottle. With saliva will start destabilizing the molecules. They'll turn back into salt water when they touch anything carbon-based. You can order these sports pouches that have athletes like this. It's 8 ounces. There's 4 of these and 1 of these. 8 ounces, 32 ounces. It has a one-way valve. When you suck on it, saliva can't go back in. Okay. So here's what you do. This is very important. This is why I said get 2 cases the first month, 8 bottles. Drink 4 ounces a day. It's a 32-ounce bottle. You go through about a bottle a week. After week 1, you reassess everything on here. By the way, you're thinking, well, if I'm drinking a bottle a week, why would I want to get 8 bottles the first month? I'll tell you. It's very important. So after 7 days, you reassess. 15% of people are stunned, and that you may have already had that happen to you. 15% are stunned. 85% say, I don't really feel anything. The 85% of people, what they should do at that point is double the amount they're taking temporarily. This is temporary. There's a money back guarantee for 30 days. Remember that. And people say, oh, I don't want to spend. We're trying to make more money. We want you to know this is real. And some people need more to get over the hump. Once you see your results, then back down to 4 ounces. No big deal. I drink 8 ounces a day every day. But if you get 1 case, you go through a bottle a week. If you double it at week 2, now you're going through 2 bottles a week. If you have 1 case, your product will be gone in 2.5 weeks. So I hope you understand why we're saying that. Very, very important. And by the way, this is why I never give away a bottle. Ever, 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 ever. Unless someone's ordered some and they want to get started right away, I'll loan them a bottle. If you have a fast result and you think everybody's going to, and you give away bottles or sell bottles, you have an 85% failure rate. 85% of people are going to drink it and say, I don't feel anything. Now you've lost them. You may have literally lost them. Maybe they had something horrible. Now they're not going to drink the product. They may love somebody that's not going to be here a year from now, but you blew it. You only had a 15% chance of helping them. The gel's different. I'll tell you in just a minute. Excuse me. Never sell or give away a bottle. Okay, we educate people the proper way. I recorded this. You can share it with them if you want to. Just take it the right way. Okay. I'm getting bogged down in this. I'm sorry, I'm taking too long. So that's why you want to get 8 bottles. Now I'm going to take a break here, and I'm going to get some. Well, we're going to get to the testimonial. We're going to get to Renew 28, which is the very fast way to get results. I'll show you how to know in 1 day. 1 day you'll know. Less than a day if you want to. If you're entrepreneurial and you're like, prove it to me. When you get your product and you're testing the drink on yourself and your mother, your father, wherever else you got it for, to test it with a money-back guarantee, take this and do what I'm going to tell you in just a minute. But right now, what we're going to do is get some stories. I'm going to have a few people just share very quickly in 90 seconds or less some stories. Now, we're going to focus on the drink, as you can see right here. Okay, we can talk about the gel, but I'm going to show you what the gel does in just a minute. But the nutritionals, that's a this is a cellular longevity product for energy and stress, amazing. And this is a prebiotic, probiotic. These are exquisitely as close to perfect nutrition as you could possibly get. Are there other nutritionals out there that are as good? There might be, but there is nothing better. This company does nothing that's mediocre or above average. Everything they do is amazing. And there's a video you can watch on the nutritionals at amazingmolecules.com that goes over it. The line is called ASEA Via. There's just 3 nutritional products. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let's see. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I am going to temporarily unmute just for a second here. Hang on. It's going to get noisy for a second.
And I told that to Betty. Betty's aggressive. Aggressive to the limit.
Let's see. I'm going to ask a few people to share. Buffy, are you on? Can you unmute if you're on? I'm not sure if you are or not.
Yeah, I'm on. Can you hear me? We're driving.
Buffy, I can hear you. Thanks so much. I heard your story on the charge up call. Could you possibly tell it in about 90 seconds, because it's pretty amazing, and what your background is?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, David. My background, I'm a naturopath, and I'm board certified in complementary and alternative health. And I use ASEA as my first line with my clients and with my family. And I've had tremendous benefits myself, and I started drinking last May. And I wanted to see what my body would do if I doubled up. So in January, I doubled up on my ASEA, and I did the 8 ounces a day. And what most people don't know about me is I had a secret struggle where in 2005, I lost my sense of taste and smell by using an over-the-counter nasal cold product. Well, in January, after 5 days of doubling up my ASEA, I had my sense of taste and smell back, which is profound in and of itself. But the even more compelling and amazing thing is about 3 weeks later, I was awoken in the middle of the night to the smell of smoke. And we had a fire in our attic, and I am the one that woke up my husband. And I completely attribute ASEA bringing back my sense of smell to the fact that I believe it saved our lives.
Wow. Well, Buffy, thank you. We talk about what this product can do for changing lives and saving lives, hopefully, but I've never heard it save a life. And I've heard it in many other ways, but not that way. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
It really is. It's my pleasure.
Buffy, thanks. Is Darla Rose on? Not sure if you are. Could you unmute? Is Ayesha Livingston? Oh, Darla, are you there?
I am here. Yes.
Darla,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you. Darla, could you share your background and without using medical terms, just kind of share what happened with you on ASEA?
Certainly. I began drinking ASEA August 1st, 2017. And that was a Tuesday, the first Saturday pain that I'd had in my back for several years. Always affected me when I worked around the house. And that Saturday I had no pain. I was still washing windows at 7 o'clock that night. I had a stiff knee for over 20 years. And sometime in October or November, that totally went away. In addition to that, I've seen some dramatic changes in my blood pressure. I've gone from 4 ounces a day to 6 ounces a day. And I am consistently taking a fourth of the medication that I'd been taking for over 20 years. Wow. For blood pressure. And some days I go without it completely, and I have gone as long as 60 hours without taking it. So, you know, it all depends on what I'm doing, I guess, in addition to that. The other thing that I have had great success with is my little dog was diagnosed with diabetes on March 2nd, and it was 869 when I took him in. And I started, of course, they started him on insulin, and, you know, I went several times for curves, and he wasn't having much change. He was going down, but he was only down to 600 and some consistently. And so that was still really dangerous. And I put him on ASEA, and he is now pretty much normal. I have found that if the ASEA gets contaminated, I can tell because I can see how he's responding. So
tremendous.
we've had lots of successes in this house.
I know you have. We all have. And Darla, I really appreciate you sharing. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Ayesha, I think you're on, right? Can you unmute?
Yes.
There you go. How are you?
Good, good. How are you doing, David?
I'm wonderful. Can you take like 90 seconds and just share your background and what you saw happen with you without using medical terms?
Yes. So 3 months ago, I started taking ASEA, and I had had some hormone balancing problems for a very long time. And last summer, I had an issue with my monthly cycle that it just didn't stop. And I had lost a lot of blood over a series of a couple months and had some benign growths in my uterus that they told me they would probably, if that didn't fix, they would just need to take that out. And after just 3 weeks of taking the ASEA, my monthly cycle was regulated where it hadn't been in the past 9 months, and really my entire adult life, it's really been pretty irregular and pretty awful and heavy, and really affects my life. And so now in the last 3 months, I've just had 2 cycles in 3 months, which and the growths are going down. So that's all super good news.
That's tremendous. Pretty amazing. Something that's made from salt and water, right?
That's right.
Yep, no risk. Ayesha, thanks so much. It was a wonderful testimonial, compliant. I really appreciate it.
Great.
Is Karen Phillips on? Not sure if she's on or not. If you are, just unmute.
Hi, David.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Oh, I'm well, thank you.
All right, you know the drill. You got 90 seconds. Just keep it compliant, okay?
So we had a get together for a nephew of mine who was being deployed to Qatar. And one of his cousins was there who has suffered from a weird skin disorder for most of his life. And no matter what doctors have given him, nothing's worked. Besides that, his daughter was with him who had contracted, it's the first time I'd ever seen it, the scarlatina, which is the rash from scarlet fever from strep throat. Anyway, she's 14, 15, had this horrible skin rash all over her. Anyway, so the rash was there, and I said, you know, well, where does it hurt the most? Well, here in my tummy. All right, let's put it on there. Both of them reported almost her rash was almost gone. His rash was gone 6 hours later when he pulled into his house up in Ocala from Orlando.
Pretty amazing.
I mean, he was blown away.
That was the gel?
The gel, yes, I'm sorry. The gel.
No problem.
Yeah. He was blown away. He was in tears.
Karen, thank you so much for sharing that. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody.
Sorry about the yeah.
That's okay. I just want to, just if you can mute your line. I just want to make a statement here that we make no medical claims about this product. It doesn't cure, heal, or treat anything. It doesn't, and we don't make claims that it does. It actually just amplifies the signal. So your body can do amazing things if you amplify the signal. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. I'm going to wrap this up. I want to get to one more thing about validating the product very quickly. So the gel, I haven't talked about the gel. What is the gel used for? Well, it's marketed for anti-aging. Dermatest is a lab in Germany. It's an anti-aging cosmetic company, lab, and they test products for efficacy. And the highest rating they give a product is 5 stars. Look up, it's called Dermatest in Germany. They gave it Renew 28, a 28-day trial, 5 stars, 0 toxicity. Now understand what you're going to see here. There's no acid, there's no toxicity, there's no Botox, but it does all of these things because it's rejuvenating the skin cells. That's what it's doing. And another lab actually proved how it works, Stevens and Associates, which is one of my previous slides. I didn't even go through that. So yes, it's marketed for aging skin. Do people use it for skin problems? We can't claim it works for scarlet fever rash. We can't claim it works for eczema or psoriasis, and we don't. We don't. But what we can say is 3 words. The same thing we can say about the drink. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. Money back guarantee. Can't hurt in any way. Someone that's happy with whatever they're doing for their problem, they keep doing it. If they're happy with the side effects, they're happy with the not working totally, they don't do it. They're a little too cynical. But most people, it's common sense. My dad had his prostate issue. My dad went through treatment. He went through radiation and hormone therapy. I use this as an adjunct. I saw incredible things happen, but it wasn't my father that made me say, wow, this is real, because it could have been a coincidence. But then I did some other things on myself, and I saw things just fall off my body, things that were there that couldn't have been a placebo. Anyway, so people use it for skin problems. Just try it, right? Now, here's the thing that I want to share with you for people that are entrepreneurial or skeptical or believe Google as a research engine instead of a search engine, which it is. Do you know anybody that's hurting? You or someone you know? This little video circling over there on the left 3 times in 5 minutes, very important. If you're opportunistic, I always say get on the drink, give it 90 days, 30-day money-back guarantee. You want to see something within 30 days, take the gel, which is just a concentrated version of the drink in a gel form, and go find 10 people who are hurting. Somewhere in their body they have discomfort, minimal to severe. It could be a 1 out of 10 in their finger. It could be a 10 out of 10 in their back. Go to 10 people. Now, if you went to 10 people and you had them do this, they assess their hurting level on a scale of 1 to 10. They put the gel on 3 times in 5 minutes. And you ask them at the 10-minute mark, how you feeling? Well, let me ask you a question. If you did that on 10 people you know, 10 people, and you saw 5 of them looked at you and said, what is this stuff? This is incredible. What is this? If it happened to 5 out of 10, would you say there's something significant here? Most people would. A cynical person would say it's a placebo. Okay, that's okay. That's still a possibility. It's a realm of possibility. What if it was 7 out of 10 that you saw it happen to? I think even the cynics would say, well, that's significant. What if it was 9 out of 10 people? What if it was 9 out of 10 people that said, what is this? This is incredible. What if some of the people you saw tears in their eyes? What if one of the people you did it was a complete cynic saying, this isn't going to do anything. This isn't going to do anything. And then they said, what is this? Okay, that's what I'm telling you to do. I cannot stress this strongly enough. Get on the drink for 90 days, but when you get your gel, go experiment on people you know. Just go to that video 3 times in 5 minutes and do that, please. I hate to say someone's life could depend on it, but if we don't get to you so that you know that this is real, you're not going to be able to get to someone that needs it for something that's really bad. Okay, now I showed you some of these pictures before. This. Here's another one, wrinkles. This is what the gel's marketed for. Right? Everybody likes this. Who wouldn't like this? Can't say it works for scars, but we can say, just take pictures. Can't say it works for acne. Take pictures. Can't say it works for banging your knee. This is 75 minutes later. Now, she didn't put it on 3 times in 5 minutes. She put it on continuously for 75 minutes. Is it worth putting on something that's made from salt and water for 75 minutes? I'd say. Women reported their cellulite was getting better. You can see left, right, before, after. So the company sent the product back to Dermatest to see if it was true. It was true. It reduces cellulite. So the significant takeaway with ASEA is this. You know, we're all made up of cells. Every part of our body is made up of cells, and we age and they wear out and things happen to us. This is a unique product. It's something that's in us. We had more when we were children. Basically, it's the fountain of youth in a bottle. I mentioned the nutrition part, and I'm just going to put this one slide up and I'm going to skip. Having a strong body is much like having a strong building. You need a couple of things to build it and maintain it. You need somebody that knows what they're doing, good labor, and a good foreman, and you need quality materials. And in a building that's, you know, it's bricks and wood and nails and everything else, and the labor is the foreman and the labor. Well, the body's the same way, but it needs nutrition and it needs a good foreman directing what's going on. This is the foreman and the labor, the Redox. There's no nutritional value to it. So that's why the company came up with nutrition. As I mentioned, these 3 incredible products. And you go to amazingmolecules.com, you can see a video there that explains it very, very well. I'm going to jump through this, the nutritional products, and go to this. We need your help. People need to know about this. This isn't a joke. This isn't just a business. This is serious. We need your help. And as a doctor, I could only help one person at a time. I could fix a bunion or a broken ankle, but I couldn't teach that person to do that. I couldn't teach that person to help somebody else. It was just me. I was the one that could do it, right? But in this, I can teach anybody to do this. You drink it and you put it on your skin. And look what happens. You don't think you can impact a lot of people? You can impact tens of thousands of people. If you were to, here in this scenario, you told 8 people and they each told 3. What if you told 10 and those 10 told 10 and those 10 told 10 and those 10 told 10? Every 10 telling 10 is 100. 100 telling 10 is 1,000. 1,000 telling 10 is 10,000. 10,000 telling 10 is 100,000. That's the power of this. You can make a huge difference in this world, and it is spread around the world. Because 90% of us struggle or settle, most of us feel trapped. Most people feel trapped. Now, you may or you may not. You may not feel like you're on a treadmill. You may not think of Wednesday as hump day. You know, you may have enough free time. But you know what? It's nice to get off that treadmill if you want to. It's nice not to have the stress. It's nice to purchase an airline ticket to go visit somebody and not worry about, oh, it's 2 days before I'm going to get killed on the price. You got to go see somebody. You don't want to be. All these things that I'm noticing now that I used to worry about and be so stressful, I don't worry about it anymore. It is nice to be out of the rat race. So the question is, do you want to escape? Do you want a better quality of life with extra money, or do you want to get the heck out? Do you want to just be free? Well, guess what? In this little scenario, you telling people, the company spends no money on advertising. All of these people that find out about this found out about it directly or indirectly through you. And guess what? The company pays you. Every time these people order the product, they pay you over and over and over and over again. That's residual income. You build these distribution channels around the world. I started mine in Maryland, but I've got thousands of people now, friends, associates. They're in Europe, in Asia. I'm going back to Asia in November. I was there in March. I mean, everybody needs this product. Why do I call it a perfect opportunity? Well, there's probably 20 reasons. Here are 9, what I call the 9 Ps. The first 4 are all about the product. Extremely powerful product, perfectly safe product, proof in the pudding, fast product, patented product, purpose-driven opportunity, powerful passive income pay plan run by principled people, proven support system. I'm part of it. I'm part of your support system. And there's a lot of people doing this, so providing the support. And the last thing is the timing. And this next slide, you're gonna get an idea of where we are in timing. And I've been in network marketing opportunities, and people say, oh, the timing is now, the timing is now. The timing is kind of now with this, and I'm gonna show you what's happened. Again, there are 55,000 people that consume this product on a regular basis in the entire world, right? Well, let me tell you about this company now. It's almost 10 years old. There's the world headquarters in Pleasant Grove, Utah. That is the Redox production facility. It's called the Redox Center. It's right down the street. It's run by a highly experienced, conservative, and ethical management team. They were profitable in the first year of business. Now, I'm going to stop there because people that know business know that that's kind of unheard of. Who's profitable in the first year of business? Have you heard of Uber? Uber's not profitable yet. Have you heard of Amazon? It took Amazon 8 years to become profitable. It's unheard of to be profitable in the first year of business, and they've increased revenue every single year. It grew slowly to a certain point. Now something amazing has happened. They have no debt. They're a very conservative group. They do not borrow money to grow. I think they would have grown faster if they did, but they're growing steadily, and they're very careful and methodical with what they do. Remember, it wasn't started by network marketers. It wasn't like, let's make as much money as fast as we can. It was, hey, we're not selling to this pharmaceutical company. Let's find a way to get this to the world because they need it. This is the inside of the FDA registered facility. The FDA comes in there every single quarter to inspect it. It is FDA registered. It takes 3.5 days to make the product. There are the saline tanks on the left. There's the electrolysis machines that break apart the salt and water molecules and put them back together as reductants and oxidants. There's bottling, packaging, finished product. From that building, it's shipped to 18 global distribution centers around the world, 34 markets and growing right now. US, Canada, Mexico, Europe, 20 countries in Europe, over 20, Australia, New Zealand, 5 Asian countries it just opened in last year. Hong Kong, Philippines, Taiwan, Thailand, and Singapore. I was just in Singapore and Philippines in March. Malaysia's coming. Malaysia's coming too. I'm going back in November. It's fast. Now I have to change this. They're about 700 million since the launch of the company. Recent growth. Look at these numbers. Here is the timing, everybody. When you're sitting in the garage with Bill Gates when he develops Microsoft, it'd be a good time to get involved. In 2016, they did 79 million. 2017, they did 84 million. Look what they did in 2018, last year. Look at the jump. Well, they're on pace this year to do 200 to 250 million. And they're probably going to come close to, if not double, every year now. This company is going to be $1 billion company a year before you can blink your eyes because it works. And people talk about it. And they talk about it whether they're involved with the business or they're just customers because it works. Company's ready for the explosion. When Virtus had the building built, he did something. See the little blue floor on the bottom left? Well, if they run 24 hours a day, they can produce 800 million in product a year. That's not $1 billion. But when Virtus had it built, he knew this day would come. They can put a second production line in, identical to the first one, in 2 weeks and go to 1.6 billion a year. They're not going to run out of product. They're post-risk. 90% of companies are out of business by their 5th year. All companies, including network marketing companies. We're way past the 5th year, and we're going to momentum right now. They pay us with no limits, residual income while we sleep to tell other people. We acquire customers for the company, and along the way, we find entrepreneurs who want a better life, and we support them and we help them. When you enroll as an associate, you'll see in a minute, you get a free website, and that's how you can market. What about income? These are average incomes from last year. Director you enroll 2 people under you, do that in the first week or first 14 days you're in, and you get an extra $50 bonus that pays for your joining fee. It's $40 to join. There's no investment here. You're buying your own product is what you're doing. You're not filling your garage. But director, the average income you can see is $300. Well, as you go up, you're building teams. At the bottom, it says Ambassador Diamond. Well, Ambassador Diamond has 6 levels in it. When I got involved in the end of 2011 as a business part-time, now I'm full-time, the highest level was triple diamond, but they added 6 levels to it. Now, so I'm an ambassador double diamond. I'm the 2nd level up in this grouping, but it's hard for people to understand how income can average $110,000 a month and be residual, that it just comes, right? Well, guess what? People say you're a doctor, that you have an advantage. Well, let me tell you, the #1 earner in the company And you can see exactly what she made on the bottom right thing right there, $214,000 a month last year. She has a high school diploma, lives in Boise, Idaho. But she told people who told people who told people, and she found people that told more people than my people told. Very, very, very cool how this works. And this is not an illegal Ponzi scheme. You know, you can make more money than the people above you. In fact, my sponsor's a triple diamond, and I make more money than she does. She's okay with that. I built a better business. She has residual income. She has freedom in her life. She had filed bankruptcy, and her house is being foreclosed on. Do you think she cares if I make some more money than she does when she's making hefty 6 figures a year? Heck no. So for people that can't see that kind of money, that don't understand network marketing, how it gets that big, I focus on bronze. The qualifying bronze earns $2,000 a month. That's $500 a week going in. They pay you weekly right into your bank account. Once someone gets to $2,000 a month, then they're like, "Ooh, I could see $6,000 a month. Ooh, I could see $15,000 a month." So this is an incredible business. There are no limits. It's not get rich quick. Someone says it's get rich quick, run. It is not. You can make good money relatively quickly, but you're not going to earn this kind of income in a year. It takes a little time to build that kind of enormous income. But we have people in the first year and a half that made $200,000. Those are the outliers, you know, so don't expect that. But this is a real business. This is people consuming a product on a monthly basis. And by the way, don't ever order it from Craigslist or eBay or Amazon. You don't know if it's expired. You don't know how it's handled. It's not coming from the FDA registered facility, and you can't get it for free. As an associate, you can get all your product for free, all of it. All you have to do is tell a few people. You don't have to even build a group of downline, just customers. And they're getting safe product that's coming from the FDA registered facility. Okay, so let me just jump ahead a little bit here. I'm not going to go through the comp plan. They pay you 8 ways. And here, if you're business oriented, take a look at this, take a snapshot of that, or just go to amazingmolecules.com and hit the training tab, and you'll see the compensation. By the way, before you hit the training tab, there's a video there called the Fast Start Training. It's 30 minutes. Watch that. That's how you do this as a business. That's how you create wealth, residual wealth. I'm going to mention this. The convention is in September in Las Vegas. Everybody in the world's coming from ASEA. People coming from Asia. People are coming from South America. We're not even open there yet. Colombia is just opening. People coming from Europe. Everybody's converging on Las Vegas, including the company, the scientists, the medical board. If you are looking at this as a business, or you're in the business, and you have not been to a convention, please go. You will know if this is right for you. And there's no rah-rah on stage. It is 3 days of meat. It is meat. That's what it is. It's about the product. It's about sharing. It's about announcements. It's about, they have a car program and a house. Nobody talks about that. We're talking about something that's a lot more important than a free car. I can tell you that. So take this very seriously. We know money comes. We just have to make people aware of this product and aware of the opportunity created by it. So get with the person who introduced this to you about the convention. Getting started. Okay. Well, it's good to become an associate, whether you want to just get the product for health reasons or the opportunity. Because if you secure your spot on the distribution tree, if you decide later you want to do it as a business, timing is important because the way the comp plan is set. If you get in now for the $40, big deal. If your sponsor is active in doing things, your upline, then they're going to probably be putting people beneath you. So you can have people beneath you that you can derive income from later passively that you had nothing to do with, and they're not your responsibility. So it's worth becoming an associate, but you can order it as a customer if you want. You get the wholesale price. They give you 2 free websites. One is for the public to go to, and the other is for you to track everything that's happening in your business and change your orders and so forth if you want to. You have the ability to get all your product for free by telling a few people about it. You have the ability to create significant passive income if you want to. Order your product. They have discounted packs at the beginning. Only when you enroll as an associate at the time, they give you these discounted packs where you get a ton of free product. It's called a personal packs. There's business packs and entrepreneur packs. I don't like the naming of it, but the business pack is the one that gives you enough product. Because remember I said you want to get 8 bottles? You want to get 8 bottles per person that's testing it. So if you got 2 people testing it, get 16 bottles, money back guarantee. Get on auto ship, monthly auto ship. Every time your auto ship monthly product comes, you accumulate these points that you can redeem for a free product. You can cancel your auto ship whenever you want. You can cancel it the first day. You don't have to even get the first one. But get on auto ship at the beginning, because you get a nice bonus on those packs that you get. You get all these loyalty points up front. Those entrepreneur packs, they run from like $1,000 to $1,300 for the biggest pack. You're going to get back like $150 worth of product instantly right there. So the person introducing it to you, can you walk you through that? If you're getting on it for health and anti-aging benefits only, baseline and track everything on that form. Get that form from the person who introduced it to you. The company puts one in the box. Mine's a little more detailed. Feel and see the power of the product. Take pictures. Maybe you'll be interested in the opportunity later. If not, just give referrals to your friend who introduced this to you. We need people who want to help other people make a difference, and we want to get the people who are sick. I mean, you may know somebody who's really sick. If you don't want to get involved with the business, just make the referral, right? If you're going, look for the opportunity, baseline and track everything, but please go find 10 people who are hurting and take the gel and do the 3 times in 5 minutes. Identify what your why is, why you want to do this as a business, and please don't say, I want to make money. If you say you want to make money, that's fine, but what will the money do for you? What stress in your life will go away by making X number of dollars a week? What stress will making more money alleviate in your life? And also, what things do you want to do that you can't do because you're saving what the money that you're making, trading time for money? What are the things that you want to do? That's what will motivate you. That's what motivates everybody. It's not the money. Money is just money. What does it mean? But what does it mean to you? What can it do for you? Or do you want to give it away? Maybe you can't donate as much as you want to donate. Your why is really important. And lastly, at the bottom, we follow this A-Lift building business building process. You can find that at amazingmoleculestraining.com. Again, at that Fast Start training. There's a daily call every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern that is recorded, and you can hear them going through what A-Lift is. Go to chargeupcall.com, chargeupcall.com or .info, and listen to the recordings, and you'll hear at the beginning a testimonial, and you'll also hear what A-Lift is, okay? And know that you have a team to help you. Please just don't do this by yourself. So what I'm going to do is stop sharing. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to allow people, if they want to ask any question they want. I will do my best to answer the question. Hang on just one second.